This is a brick from the Longmont Chamber building. You might have seen a few of them around as well. Who cares about a brick? It's a building block, a doorstop, maybe an aesthetic. This could be said about one brick, but what about 1,000 bricks? Oh, I thought they were going to drop them. I had you for a second, maybe. The truth is, buildings, communities, even the Longmont Chamber, we are built brick by brick. Moments, milestones, and many, many years build into amazing things. Right now, I'm going to take a few minutes to take us back into Longmont Chamber history and give an update on the Foundation Forward Capital campaign. It feels so fitting coming after the People's Choice Award because, after all, in 1886, people chose to found an independent organization to look out for economic vitality, local businesses, and our community at large. We were the Longmont Board of Trade back then and became the Longmont Commercial Association in 1907. We supported growth in agriculture and a competitive business climate. We have letters in our archives comparing our sugar beet prices to neighboring states. In 1924, we became the Longmont Chamber of Commerce, and here we are, under that same name, 100 years later. I've had the privilege over this last year of learning from the lived experiences of many of you in our community, and as a born and raised Longmonster myself, I just want to thank you so much for sharing your stories with me. This is some of the story of how we came to own a downtown Main Street building when so many chambers of commerce across the country don't even have an office, much less own it. In 1958, the Longmont Chamber had to move out of our first floor City Hall location, where we had been for over 20 years. This sparked a call to action to every member to support and contribute towards the construction of a new building. The site was east of JCPenney and located conveniently next to the U.S. Post Office, then located on Fifth Avenue. After bringing in a locals tractor and laying the concrete pad, the marathon build, as it was called in the Times Call, was almost set to go. At 7 a.m. on Monday, September 15th, 1958, there was an actual shotgun start, launching more than 36 volunteer contractors into action. The anticipation had been building in the paper for months. Several hundred citizens, reporters, and business people came out to witness the excitement. There are some really fun numbers that I want to share about the project. 1,100 square feet, the size of the new chamber office. 100, the number of lights strung up for round-the-clock work on the project. 3, the number of bricks laid by Stephen McNichols, Colorado's governor at the time. 1/4 of an inch, the amount of rain they got halfway through the first day of construction, which stalled work for more than 4 hours. 36, the number of hours it took to complete the building. I'll pause for dramatic effect. That is how 455 Kimbark, now home to El Comité, came into being. This served as the home of the Longmont Chamber for nearly 30 years. In that time, we founded and fundraised for the creation of the Industrial Park Board. We propositioned City Council that we would match any funding that they could provide to economic development to recruit manufacturing and industry to Longmont. Our Governmental Affairs Committee went to DC. We started offering group insurance benefits to help small businesses be competitive. We even managed community input on vandalism and crime, inviting the community to bring anonymous tips and information to the chamber as we supported public safety. As Longmont grew, so did the services and work of the Longmont Chamber. With that growth, there came a need for a newer and larger office. In 1987, almost exactly 37 years ago today, Ed Kanemoto, chair of our board, and the other 16 board members wrote personal guarantees to secure a loan and purchase and remodel 528 Main Street. Personal guarantees that if the chamber defaulted, they would make sure the chamber stayed in that building. That is truly remarkable for that time. It is nearly incomprehensible now, but those business leaders secured a future for the work of our chamber for decades to come. Years later, forward-thinking business leaders wanted to solidify that future for the Longmont Chamber, ensuring that local businesses will always have a resource, connections, and support from the chamber. The campaign to pay off the mortgage at 528 Main Street began, led largely by Dean Lehman of the Longmont Times-Call and supported by 30 chamber member businesses and individuals who raised over $30,000. And in 2002, after a successful campaign, a mortgage burning ceremony was held. And I don't know if there were any permits for it, but we have the photos to prove it. I share this history to simultaneously thank and acknowledge the tremendous support and vision that has led to the position of our organization today, and also to say to all of you here tonight, this is a special time in Longmont Chamber history. In the last century, there have only been a couple of moments where we have called on our community beyond our ongoing work and partnerships, asking for support to ensure our organization is set up to meet the needs of our businesses and our community. This is one of those times. Foundation Forward is our $650,000 campaign run through the Longmont Community Foundation to remodel the Chamber building, expanding the critical work of the Longmont Chamber as a resource for businesses. Launching just last June with all of our board of directors contributing to the campaign and having received more than 30 personal contributions to date, we have raised over $130,000 towards our goal. Many who have already come alongside us in support of Foundation Forward are here tonight, and I would like to recognize them. Everyone I'm about to name has contributed at least $1,000 towards the campaign, and I would invite you all to stand when I call you, and let's hold our applause until the end. Columbine Roofing and Solar, Kurt Brewer, Hilton Garden Inn, Pratt Management Company, J. Marie Skin Studio, Jody Millerburn and Mitchell Nash, Leona and Bernie Stacker. $5,000 or more, Javier Camacho, Victoria and Larry Cook, Daniel Yerger. $10,000 or more, High Country Bank, Kraft Financial Group, Platte River Power Authority, and Coda Construction. $25,000, Adams Bank and Trust, and $40,000 from High Plains Bank. We are 20% of the way to our goal, and that is absolutely incredible. And on behalf of our board of directors and chamber staff, I would like to invite each of you to consider becoming a part of this moment in history. You have a page in tonight's program that allows you to commit any dollar amount towards the Foundation Forward campaign. And I actually got the fantastic news before I came up here that we've already received $1,000 this evening. So thank you. I invite you, yes, please. I encourage you to consider a meaningful way that you could support this project, and feel free to connect with anyone here tonight who has already supported. And thank you. Thank you for believing that our community needs an independent entity solely focused on supporting businesses' evolving needs. Thank you to those that built a Chamber of Commerce building in less than 2 days. Thank you to those that gave us the opportunity to own and manage our own property. Thank you to those who support the work of the Longmont Chamber. What an amazing foundation we have to build on and move Longmont forward, so that in 30 years from now, when they talk about this campaign, they too will say, thank you.